The biggest questions in the minds of many until yesterday, after former Prime Minister Rajapaksa's resignation on the 9th of May, was who would pick up from where he left off. The answer to this question came yesterday when leader of the United National Party, Ranil Wickramasinghe, took oaths before President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to head his sixth government. Shortly after, Saman Ekanayake was named as the new secretary to Prime Minister Ranil Wickramasinghe. Today, Prime Minister Ranil Wickramasinghe assumed duties at Temple Trees. Following this, the Premier engaged in cordial conversation with Temple Tree staff. Addressing them, Prime Minister Wickramasinghe stated that his sole purpose was to ensure the recovery of the country's economy. Soon after, the Premier then met with the ambassadors of India, Japan and the United States and China, where according to the PM's media unit, discussions centered on the formation of a foreign consortium for financial assistance. The four nations are Sri Lanka's four largest donors at present. During his talks with the Premier, Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka Gopal Bagle discussed ways to restore the country's economy and stability while ensuring the well-being of the people through a democratic process. Meanwhile, the Japanese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Mizukoshi Hideaki, also met with the Premier this afternoon and has pledged Japan's continued support towards the stabilization of Sri Lanka's economy. In the meantime, US Ambassador Julie Chung also called on the new Premier today, where she brought up the subject of the 19th Amendment and the strengthening of oversight committees in Parliament. PM Wickramasinghe also discussed the upcoming visit of a US Treasury team to the island. Later on, the Chinese ambassador Cui Zhenghong met Prime Minister Wickramasinghe. He expressed his country's willingness to continue to support Sri Lanka while also pledging to review existing assistance provided to the country. The Prime Minister also spoke to British High Commissioner Sarah Houlton prior to her departure back to the UK. The High Commissioner is scheduled to brief the British government on the situation in Sri Lanka. Following the diplomatic meetings today, Premier Ranil Wickramasinghe held a special meeting with former ministers Kanchana Wijesekara, Susil Premajayantha and Sagar Ratnayaka and senior officials from the Ministry of Energy and Ministry of Petroleum Resources. During the meeting, the prevailing energy crisis in the country and the measures that can be taken to ease public burdens were discussed. Meanwhile, other foreign envoys have taken to Twitter to express their wishes to the PM. Taking to Twitter, President of the Maldives, Ibrahim Mohammed Solih, congratulated Wickramasinghe on his appointment and added that they were confident that under his leadership Sri Lanka would be able to overcome the challenges that it presently faces and bring greater peace and prosperity to Sri Lankans. Meanwhile, the Australian High Commissioner's Office for Sri Lanka and the Maldives said that the appointment of PM Ranil Wickramasinghe is an opportunity for Sri Lanka to address the current crisis. The tweet added that Australia encourages the establishment of a new government to work towards an enduring solution for all Sri Lankans. Further, the British High Commission also tweeted that the coming weeks are crucial for bringing political and economic stability to Sri Lanka. It added that the UK encourages the government of Sri Lanka led by PM Ranil Wickramasinghe to work towards this goal and respond to the needs of the Sri Lankan people. In the meantime, German ambassador to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, Holger Siebert, tweeted on behalf of the European Union and its members, they see the appointment of the new Premier as signs of a political process. It added that the EU hopes the coming weeks will offer resolution to the political instability that deepened the economic crisis, while encouraging all parties to work for the benefit of all Sri Lankans and to remain peaceful. Also taking to Twitter, Norwegian ambassador to Sri Lanka Trine Eskadel said that Norway hopes that the appointment of Prime Minister Ranil Wickramasinghe is a step towards political stability. She added that it was crucial to appoint a capable and representative cabinet dedicated to solving Sri Lanka's socio-economic crisis. Ambassador Eskadel went on to say that the people's daily lives in Sri Lanka must be brought back to normalcy to pave the way for economic recovery.